Hello everybody, welcome. We're back with the buttons tonight to finish up the Warring Triad and then getting on to Hildibrand. Maybe. Hopefully. If we're lucky. Hot tea coming through.
Yay!
You
Hot
ready
tea.
for this?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I am like super tired. And achy. Lots of achy.
Hi FK. Hi Orca.
Hello and welcome.
We're ignoring the crowd around the main story.
Yes, please do not tap on Alphino. As much as his big Elysian eyes desire it. Oh. Hello, Uno Calhai.
Okay. With your victory over Zervan, the Warring Triad is finally defeated. I'm afraid, however, that my own efforts have often been more hindrance than help, and you and your fellow Scions deserve to hear the reasons behind my actions. Take notes, people.
This will become relevant in about 2 expansions.
Yes.
Hello, Cryle.
Hi, Kryle. I promise to tell you of my journey, of who I am, of where I am from. The truth is, I am not of this world. I was born of a different star, a child whose power of the echo was too feeble to save his dying world. A child who, unlike you, never became a warrior of light. When all I knew stood on the brink of destruction, I was yet half grown. Had I been born but a handful of years earlier, history may have written a different tale. The seeds of other heroes that had yet to fully sprout may not have withered and perished. The star I failed to save is known to you now as the Void. Though Ren and Ladonia knew not that I spoke of my homeland, I have explained to them before the cause of its ruin. A magic was devised to contain a defeated primal's might within a stone known as Auracite, and the energies which bled from this imperfect vessel gradually corrupted the champions who wielded it. These heroes became slaves to an insatiable hunger for aether, eventually transforming into hideous fiends, and none who clung to the faint traces of light were strong enough to oppose them. The demons next turned on each other in a war which drained the land's aether in ever greater amounts, until one day the star was suddenly swallowed in a flood of darkness, an entire world unmade in an instant. The void scent you encounter here in this realm are the twisted remnants of once mortal beings who gnaw on what motes of life force remain. And as I lay dying, beaten and broken in my failed last stand, there was a white-robed Ascian who found my tormented spirit and bore me away to the rift betwixt worlds. Elidibus has been my master ever since. At my mentor's feet did I learn of the nature of reality, of the existence of mirrored worlds and the eternal struggle between dark and light. Sudden and overwhelming superiority for either side will shatter the balance, and the world in question will be returned to the void by a calamity beyond imagining. As the self-appointed custodian of this balance, my master warned me that the source, the first of all worlds, slips perilously close to oblivion. In what spirit did this master prefer such a warning? A benevolent gesture, or a veiled threat? To these questions and more do I mean to coax forth answers. Yet no matter his intention, that Heidelin doth teeter on a knife's edge is an undeniable truth. Knowing this, what choice was given you to make? I choose to join my master and act as his instrument on this star. The tragedy that befell my home cannot be repeated. I will see this world saved. And yet I hesitated at the most crucial of moments. What right have I to stand alongside a true warrior of light? In thine own words, thou wert called before thy time, and I offer that thou dwellest overmuch on the question of what maketh the hero. The search for the answer leaveth thee paralyzed by doubt. Heed me, Master Unukalai. Thou needest not believe thyself a hero to perform great deeds. 'Tis the deed itself which earneth thee the hero's mantle.
Aye, the ideals you hold can be less important than having the faith to act upon them. Regula's loyalty to the Emperor guided his actions unto the last, and although we did not see eye to eye on many things, his final deeds can be called not less than heroic. Personally, I find that faith in my companions allows me to act unhindered by uncertainty. I know that should I ever fail, Rena, Latonia, and the others would be there to support me, or steer me back into the right path if needed.
I see. In the days leading up to my world's destruction, I was entirely alone. I never knew what it was to have such comrades.
I cannot imagine the loneliness you must have felt. Look around you now, Unukalhai. You're not alone anymore. Welcome to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Hey, Doodles. I will fulfill my promise to save this world. And when I stumble, I shall be glad to have your hands there to steady me. My apologies. This is difficult for me. For so long have I spoken from behind a mask. We should all feel comfortable speaking without such concealments.
I hope you should appreciate the irony of that statement, Orange.
Thou payest not mine sub.
Classic Orange. And this is why Theron loves him so.
Woo. A demonic duplicate. Unukalhai has something of interest for you. Whilst we were examining the controls for Zervan's shackles, I found a tombstone that may be of interest to you. Would you like to take a look? Do we have to? The information contained within this device appears to have been used to generate a simulated battle of grueling difficulty. Challengers would be pit against a semi-lacrimal Zervan, the power of which has been enhanced to the icon's highest conceivable magnitude. It is described as the final trial for the most elite of Alag's warriors, intended to distinguish the truly exceptional among them. I have witnessed no champion more exceptional than the warriors of light. Are you not curious to see just how powerful Zervan may have been? I urge you to visit the verification node and undertake this ultimate test of the Allagan elite.
Do we have to?
Thanks, Unokalai. You're all heart.
Back to Ishgard! Actually, back to Aslaslaw.
Yeah, and then Ishgard.
In here, all I want to do is punch things.
Sorry. The punching will be delayed. And probably not bubbled.
But yeah, all that will become more relevant in about 2 expansions.
Yes, it will. I wasn't really expecting that revisit.
It'd be snowy. The light snowdrifts.
Indeed.
We'll unlock it and then leave it right where we found it.
Aha.
Yeah, I kind of miss this version of Kryl. A lot of people in Dawn Trail kind of complained about Wuklamot and the story, and I'm like, no, Kryl. She practically had a character rewrite.
Yeah.
Nope, we are not dealing with you guys. Nope.
Yeah, we are noping out of here.
Oh, I have some materia to extract. I did not notice that. Speaking of which, 1 extraction, 2 extraction, 3 extractions.
4?
Nope, just the 3.
1 extraction, 2 extraction, 3 extraction, 4.
Of which, Make It Rain's coming up. Sounds like it's going to be early this year. which it used to be at the end of October, or right after Halloween, or before Halloween, somewhere around that time period. They've kind of moved it up. Makes me wonder.
Eorzea.
Quack quack!
Exactly.
And back to the flagship. And the questionable, should we really be breathing this air?
Yes, let's not spend too much time in here if we don't have to.
I mean, this is the type of air that made us run screaming from LA back in the day.
Thankfully, I was not really in LA for that. Fallbrook did not have that problem.
No, Fallbrook was nice and pleasant. This air, not so much.
Ooh.
At least with this air, you can actually see quite some distance. In LA, no.
Yeah.
You'd be if the air was this color, you'd be lucky to see 4 feet in front of you. Oh yes, it has, and I cannot tell you how grateful I am of that.
Activating verification systems. Elimination trial request acknowledged. Awaiting tombstone data. Elegant tombstone of Econology. It appears to be not more than a simple stone. Unocal insists it contains reams of invaluable information gathered by the lost Allegan Empire on the subject of the demon Zervan. Data processed. Adversary, Warring Triad, Zervan, threat level, extreme. This is the final qualifying test for surviving elite squad enlistees. Participation is only permitted to candidates who agree to unrestricted biopsy procedures following the trial.
No!
Specifically, enlistees who successfully complete the program will be certified as genetically superior and must submit to cell harvesting for subsequent cloning initiatives.
Also, no!
Elimination trial survival rates are currently calculated at 1.9%.
Also, no!
Activating reality augmentation. Initiating elimination trial. The Empire thanks you for your service. Postmortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent candidates. Your sacrifice is appreciated. No!
Sacrificing anything! Suck it, Orb!
Let's leave here and say we never saw it.
Okay, backstage card.
Yes, let's get out of here. Before that node has any better ideas.
Yeah, one of the reasons why LA's air quality has improved so drastically is
the gigantic fan that they drilled through the San Gabriel Mountains.
No! That was not it, though I'm kind of glad they did not do that.
Yeah, they proposed that in like the 50s.
But a lot of the air quality laws that went into effect, it had a
This is why California has all the emission standards. You can see this guy. That is usually the right color.
Yes. And
where the sky is always yellow, rain or shine.
that's Tasmania.
Yeah, but you know where they were getting that from.
Yeah. Looking across the bay at the Auburn sky.
Yes.
I'm so glad it's not like that now, and it's a lot thanks to the emission laws. I know they're really strict, but it really, really makes an effect. I think the only other one in the country that might see just as dramatic is Chicago, and the fact that their river no longer bursts into flames every year.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh. Yeah, I remember talking with this one truck driver at one point who was bitching about the LA laws and how it was such an inconvenience to his truck driver. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I had to breathe that shit until my parents moved to Bonsall. And yeah, it left scars in the lungs. Not as badly as Barron's.
Yeah.
Where when he had to at one point take a x-ray of the chest, it kind of freaked the technician out, and they ended up sending him to the specialist. The specialist was like, "You grew up LA? Yeah. Okay, never mind. You're fine. It's just going to be scarred. You're never running a marathon." Look at who we have here. Hello,
Hi, Seer.
Seer.
The proud and the pointy-eyed. Seer is a man at the end of his tether.
We knew that.
We need to speak. I've been scouring the archives for any information regarding temporal magic since last we spoke, and the results have been rather troubling, to say the least. You found the chapter on Alexander? As you may or may not be aware, ancient Alag is portrayed in the Enchiridion as a cautionary tale, a great empire brought low by its vanity and hubris. Yes.
Not wrong.
However, there are certain apocryphal texts in which the Alagans are cast in a more sympathetic light, if not outright exalted. 'Twas in these texts that I found references to temporal magics once wielded by Allagan mages. Said magic could be used to halt or even reverse the temporal state of a given object. If these accounts are to be believed, and if Igi's abilities and these magics are one and the same, then it may well be possible for him to turn back the hand of time for the Grand Sires, much as he restored the Duke's priceless vase. That being said, there is no telling how this will work with regards to a living being. Consider, if you will, that the vase was filled with water and shattered. Even if the vessel were restored, what would become of its former contents? Would it be filled with water as before, the very same, every drop returned, or would it be a different water? Or would the water, when spilt, be forever lost?
Good question.
I speak of the soul, my friends. For even if one could use these magics to restore the dead to life, would they be as they were before, with all the same thoughts and memories and feelings? The Grand Sires are convinced that they can regain their lost youth, and mayhap they can. But the dead who have entered into Haloni's halls cannot return. They cannot. Yet Gigi is nevertheless resolved to try and resurrect Archmagus Quan. Speaking of which, according to some Shirleyan texts in the archives, Archmagus Quan was an accomplished scholar known for his study of ancient Allagan magics. Further evidence that Gigi's abilities are likely derived from ancient traditions, I suppose. But more importantly, I learned of the location of the Archmagus's former residence. Mayhap we could find something of interest there. Something which could help us persuade Gigi to change his course. I had a mind to summon Inspector Hildibrand and make the journey there together. Would you be willing to join us? Do we really need to call in Hildibrand? Excellent. Then let us be about our business. I saw you! Heretic!
Wait, what?
I beg your pardon, Atticus. Are you accusing me of being a heretic? Yes, you, Inquisitor. Sir, I saw you sneak into the archives and seek out the forbidden tomes. Saw the mad light in your eyes as you partook of the forbidden knowledge. Oh, for the love of... I did all of that for my investigation. You admit your crimes. You did secretly, without permission, and blatant contravention of our rules for read forbidden tomes. And by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. You stupid, ignorant. Are you all so desperate to keep your goddamn jobs that you'll go around accusing all the world and his wife of heresy? Is that what we've been reduced to? Wow, sir.
Is he getting something off his chest?
Mr. I need to fulfill my quota. I'm sick and tired of looking for heretics in every bloody shadow. I'm trying to guess the secret sins of everyone I meet. It's stupid and pointless, and we're better than that, damn it. We're better than that. If you will not surrender yourself, then I have no choice but to inform my superiors.
Run, little boy! Shall I glare at him? Oh wait, I can't do glare for another 2 expansions.
You could borrow Kyoto for a moment.
Oh, he can glare with the best of them.
Mm-hmm. Resting glare face. That all came tumbling out, didn't it? I suppose there's no point in trying to convince myself that I have no personal investment in this matter, or that I still have a professional one. Somewhere along the way, I stopped looking for the guilty and started looking for the truth, perhaps. And a way to help those in need. But there's no place for people like that in the Inquisition, is there? It's only a matter of time before that stuttering fool comes back with an armed guard. Let us depart for Idleshire at once. We need to find the inspector.
I think Seer just had an epiphany.
Yes.
Off to Idleshire?
Off to Idleshire. And don't spare the chocobos.
Quickly! But yeah, I think Seer just had an epiphany.
A pretty big one.
Mm-hmm. Quick.
Yes, you're a good burb.
Quick.
You're the bestest burb. Don't tell Lucy I said that.
Quick. Yeah, Seer is now a fugitive of his own Inquisition.
Well, not exactly a fugitive. He hasn't been served with any notice or anything. No official notice. But yeah, this is coming soon.
Speaking of the
Inquisition
Inquisition,
near you.
Doodles, have you gotten a chance to see Orb of the movement of the Earth? Yeah, I finally got through that. A really good story held back by, god damn it, would you guys do just a little more visual research?
Yeah.
But one of the things that reminded is the fact that one of the main characters who goes through like 3 different versions of the cast is actually an inquisitor for the church. And he's kind of an ugly bastard. But at the same time, you understand his mortals. And his reasons of why he does what he does. And it isn't actually because he's religious. In a weird sort of way. I mean, he's about as religious as everyone else, which is to say extremely religious because of the time period.
Mm-hmm.
Julian? God damn it, Hildy. I raised you to be a better sense than this. Oh dear. Hildy's gone and done it this time. Are you looking for the inspector? He went off on his lonesome. Oh dear.
Oh no. It seemed we arrived too late. Inspector Hildibrand has already gone off on his own to confront the Grand Sirs.
They came back briefly to trade Jingleshine for supplies and whatnot, you see. The Dobbies ear caught them trading tongue flaps about killing dragons in the Forelands.
Uh-oh.
When the inspector learned about it later, he said he had to go after them right away and take back Gigi. He said that he had a duty, not as an inspector, but as a father. Bugger that. He's got no obligations to a bloody mammoth, especially one that chooses to leave of its own free will, as I recall. I swear, I turned my back on that boy for one bleeding second, and he loses his goddamn mind.
It's what he does.
I'm afraid he might try and do something reckless. Don't you think we should try and find him, offer hand lending? You've been hanging around the mobbies too long. And the gobbies.
I'm rather more concerned about what will happen if the Grand Sirs attack, or worse, kill any of Hraesvelgur's brood. But first things first, I suppose. Adonia, Rena, would you be so kind as to assist Mistresses Nashu and Julian in their search for the inspector? I will pay a visit to Archmagus Quan's abandoned abode in the meantime. Oh, and before you think to refuse, know that you need not fear for my safety. Let us just say that our singular experiences together have inured me to the harsh realities of, well, reality.
Huh. Could it be that scrawny little shite's finally found his spy?
No, he's finally found his reason for his job.
Let's try heading to Tailfeather. I reckon the inspector probably went there first to ask after the Grand Seers. So if we do the same, we'll sure to catch up to him eventually.
Before we go... You two? Are you casing your former home?
No, I don't think so. They've been here the entire time.
That's right, this is the other set.
Yeah. Eorzea
Yes,
goes,
Doodles. That's Hildy for you.
fly, Eorzea, fly! She be blind.
Mm-hmm. Another beautiful day in the Outlands.
Indeed. And Alex is still sleeping. We will let him sleep. He be a sleepy
Yes.
boy.
Thank goodness. Long may he sleep.
Sleepy boy is sleepy. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh?
It's starting to rain.
Ah.
But we're
This is beyond starting. Wow.
But we're not Makode, so it's not that big of a
There's
deal.
that before you get waterlogged. Much better.
It's still begging me to go play with Ravana, and I'm like, nope.
Not doing it. Surely you want to talk around the clock.
No. No, I do not. Yeah, all this dust is sticking to my hair.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't make cement. It's gonna be a bugger to shampoo it out tonight. Hello, Julianne. Hildy practically grew up in the saddle. I gave him his first thighs and buttocks, it did.
TMI.
Yeah. Right then, I say we split up and make inquiries separately. If you learn anything about the Inspector or the Grand Seer or Geeky, come tell me. Come on, Tsukinoko. Hello, Louison.
Fish guardians with the mammoth. They are here, proclaiming to all and sundry that they are going to slay the greatest dragon of them all. Gods only know if the naive fools were serious.
Yeah,
They
sounds
were
about right.
serious.
But we don't want them to be serious. We like our dragon buddies.
Well, that's part of the problem. Time has passed them by in more ways than one. 3 dragon slayers and a mammoth, eh? I'd call you a mummer if I hadn't seen them come through earlier, boasting about how they were off to kill the biggest one yet.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're trying not for Nidhogg, but to Hraesvelgr, and that's like, no! No!
No,
Hraesvelgr
that-
friends!
That's a really bad idea. We don't need those three starting another Dragon Song war.
See. The second one was bad enough.
Those daft sods. They were for Annex Trine. Not quite sure what their intentions were, but they're awfully confident. That much I recall.
The little
Hurry,
chugabos.
Eorzea, we need to reach them before they get to Annex Trine.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, first we have to check in.
Where are they?
You just went by them.
I didn't see them. Oh, there they are. Nashu? Oh, I see. So the Grand Sirs were headed for Annex Trine. And my dear Bowie wasn't far behind them either. What are we waiting for? Let's go, go! Off to Annex Trine. It's an Annex Trine situation.
Yes.
Oh. Oh dear.
What are you doing here?
Some things never change. Did Hildy do this? Usually he ends up on the receiving end.
Yes.
Oh, I found one of the Grand Sirs. Yes. Yes, you did.
How can you tell? The poor unfortunate soul who bears a striking resemblance to Orland is quite firmly embedded in the earth.
Would you look at that? The inspector sure gave him what for. That may be, but where'd the other two get to? Not to mention that mammoth. Why don't we pull him out and ask? Though, having said that, it looks easier said than done. Oh, how silly of me!
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got more than enough strength to yank him free, right, Rena? Don't you? You grab the left foot, I grab the right.
Yes, and we'll try not to make a wishbone of them.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, this explains everything.
Well, I'll be! He's wearing some sort of magic mask that makes him look just like the inspector. Just like the man of 1,000 faces back in Olda. No.
Nashu!
That's Hildibrand, all right. There's no fooling the mother's eye.
I say, what trouble has my beloved son gotten himself into this time?
Hello, Godbert. Ah,
Thank
Seer.
you, Seer. You found the appropriate person to solve all of this.
Why, hello there, Lord Godbert, Inspector Seer. How'd you two end up traveling together?
blind fortune, you might say. I was too far from Tailfeather when night began to fall, but fortunately, Lord Godbert chanced to find me wandering in the wilderness. Lord Edmont told me all about his recent trouble with the Grand Sirs, as well as Hildy's investigation. And the father cannot help but take an interest in his son's affairs, can he? As for me, I was eager to share with you my latest findings, namely Archmagus Quan's research notes.
Ooh.
I haven't slept like that since I was buried in the Lich Yard. Yeah, you need to stop getting buried like that. Well, I must confess to no small measure of embarrassment to be found in such a state, having been so unceremoniously disposed of by the Grand Sirs. Ignominy notwithstanding, I am most grateful for your succor and pleasantly surprised to be reunited with you all.
This wouldn't have happened if you'd waited for us instead of... Wait, why in the hell are you still wearing that rubbish?
An impenetrable disguise is essential when consorting with the criminal elements. Alas, it would seem the Grand Sirs have grown more perceptive in their newfound youth. Wait, do you mean they've already regained their youth? What about Kiki? Did you see him? Was he behaving strangely? Now that you mention it, his warm, soulful eyes were rather more pointy than I remember. By the Fury, not pointy! According to Archmagus Quan's notes, that's a sign Kiki's using too much magic. If he carries on like this, his aether will be expended, and he'll end up not more than an empty husk. This is terrible news! We must catch up to the Grand Sirs at once! Do you know where they were headed? All I heard is that they were keen to slay dragons. They were bound for the Churning Mists, a place called Zenith, to kill a great worm named Nidhogg.
Nidhogg's dead.
A little late. Really? That all happened? Huh. Ham! I meant the other one! Praise Velgar!
No!
Praise Velgar! Fury take me. What could they possibly hope to achieve?
Praise Velgar's our buddy. Our grumpy buddy.
Yes. That all happened, huh?
Not you. At least we found the inspector, right?
Yes. One less missing person to worry about. After finally achieving peace after 1,000 years of war, they want to kill Hriz Vulgar? That doesn't make any sense. Watching Hildy learn and grow as a father reminds me of my own trials and tribulations.
I bet.
Don't say much more or Julian's going to hit you so hard you won't wake up for another 3 expansions.
This is also true. He looks well enough, but I wonder...
It's par for the course. I'm afraid he doesn't get any better than this. If I could turn back time. Hildibrand wishes to entreat your aid in a matter of grave import. We're importing graves now?
Oh, no, I hope not.
Well, since, he's also Lord Zombie Brand and everything, it might make some sense.
Stop it. Just stop. Stop right there.
What?
Hildy.
It's a grave situation. We really need to think gravely
Stop!
on this. Am I digging myself deeper?
You're gonna lich this for all it's worth, aren't you?
Yeah. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby ask you all to aid me in rescuing my son and putting a stop to the Grand Sir's machinations. You know, there really is no need for all that. We came because we wanted to help.
I, Nashu, faithful assistant, maker of explosives extraordinaire, do hereby present to you this fresh change of clothing.
Capital! I knew I could count on you, Nashu. I shall change en route. Yes, please don't do it in front of us.
Yes, please. We're
Come, my
traumatized
friends,
enough as it
to
is.
Zenith and to Gigi! Sorry. But you know you can't stop him when he starts.
No. There's no stopping. You just kind of have to ride with the flow of it all. Or you just end up as dead weight.
Yes. Boy, the dust storm is really going on inside here, too.
Oh, this place is always smoky.
Yeah, but now it's worse.
Maybe. Eorzea, do you need a HEPA filter mask? Quack, quack, quack. Okay, if you say so. Quack, quack.
We're known to you, but there was 3 people earlier. You didn't let them through, did you? You say you didn't.
We just went through Morn, the Cavern of Morn, and we're now in the Churning Mist. And yay! It's Umbral Static time!
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's going to draw all the dust off of us or fuse it to us.
I'm hoping for the former.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's the latter.
My hair! All the fur on my ears!
No, actually, no. Astral static would do that. Umbral static would be more motion and everything. Yeah, that should send it flying off of us.
Okay, yay!
Not that we have this theory of what astral and umbral do yet.
Yeah, well... Godbert?
I say, what brilliant craftsmanship! How did they manage? Little tiny moogles with even tinier hammers.
Spending too much time at this high altitude can't be good for my skin.
Huh. To think that I stand in the heart of Dravanian territory. Me. How long ago was I scouring the streets for heretics?
About 4 patches ago?
2. Remember, the story kind of started late.
His disguises may be amazing, but he's nothing. But nothing beats the classic Inspector look. Yeah,
Yes.
well, I won't disagree with that.
Nothing beats the classic Inspector look for you, too. You should go back to it.
Yes, Nashu, you should get the tux back.
Make ready, my friends. The final battle with the Grand Sirs is at hand. would seem my wounds were more serious than I thought. I fear I am in no condition to confront our foes. There is but one thing that could restore me to my former indomitable self. No.
Don't you worry, I got some salamander oil right here. Shall Mummy give her baby boy a massage?
Please. Oh, my dearest Mummy. Mother dearest, I would not impose upon you. Not when my ever loyal associates Ladonia and Rena stand ready to minister to my muscles.
No!
No, please,
No!
please.
Don't tell me you're embarrassed. Let Mummy take care of little Hildy's hurt.
My dear wife, I know you mean well, but let Rena and Ladonia handle. Don't stop, Godbert. Don't interfere. I can personally testify to the healing talents of their strong yet tender fingers.
No!
Don't.
If that's the way of it, I'm counting on you two. Why?
I'm glad we did not get a frying pan to the face. Let us brook no further delay. Come, my friends, coat my body in oil as you have done many a time before. What do you mean, many? I mean, yes, there have been previous times, but not many. Are we doing this?
I clicked on him.
Why do you hesitate? Have we not done this time and time again? No. Oil me up! Salamander oil. It rubs the oil on his skin. It does this whenever it is told. Ooh, how it soothes my aches and pains. Quickly now, knead it into my flesh. Knead as you have never kneaded before.
I'm not a Hildibrand baker.
Such furious kneading. I applaud your enthusiasm, but mayhap I urged you to excessive force. No. Nay, you were in the right. Already the gentle warmth begins to spread throughout my body. The fires of righteousness burn anew in my breast. Hold, my son. Though your passion is renewed, you may yet be spurred to greater feats of Mandervillian strength. Derived from the purest essence of salamanders, the ancient legacy of House Manderville. Salamanderville! To you, my beloved son, now become a proud father, I bequeath this most sacred of oils. Why are you doing this to me? Salamanderville! Could it be that the legends were true? Your muzzle shall shine with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. And it will still not be bright enough to burn away the memory of this moment. No mortal man will have the power you do to harm. Verily it is so, for by its grace did I once weather the slings and arrows of a bandit horde, and bring my hammer of justice to bear upon their wicked heads.
Why am I
Time has
suddenly...
come.
Hold on. Why am I suddenly remembering Tug? And one of the roommates getting mad at him.
And the
So
phone book.
They picked up one of the classic old Mama Bell phone books and slapped him across the back. And he kind of paused and was like, that felt good. Do more! So there was like this 5 minutes of people beating him across the back with a phone book. He's like, yeah, that hit the spot.
Oh, I'm remembering he tried it out on someone else.
And the other person went flying.
Well, no, they stayed still, but you saw all their organs go about a foot in front of them and then go back.
Yeah. Good times of the youth.
Especially since it wasn't us getting hit by them.
This is also true.
The time has come. Take this oil and help Hildy become the Manderville man he was meant to be. Must we?
The static is gone and the sun has come out.
I am ready for my final oiling.
Can I use my
Salamanderville. Yeah, but he'll probably enjoy it. The best of the best for a Manderville man, to rise to the top as the cream only can. For the lack of a logical plan, massage the Manderville man.
Oh God.
So for the lack of a logical plan. Oh, the Salamanderville! How it flows into every nook and cranny! Quickly now, lay your hands upon me! Massage me with all your might!
If I have to.
Yes! Yes! That's the spirit! I can feel it building and rising! Rising! Nothing had better be rising on you.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Such passion, such fervor! I am the inferno unbound, the tempest unleashed, but I have not yet begun to pose! Oh dear. Massage him once more with feeling. Why are we doing this?
I don't know.
I am a Mander.
Discord disliked that.
I don't blame it. It should. Salamanderville is... My word! I have never felt so alive! Such vibrant colors, such intense sounds, such fragrant smells! Mother, Father, Rena, Ladonia, 'twas your oils and your strong yet tender fingers which opened my eyes to the glory of creation. I am a gentleman inspector reborn. Onward to zenith! No matter the laws of nature they pervert or the limits they break, the Grand Sirs can do naught to stop me.
We're gonna find him impaled into the ground again, aren't we?
Probably. Or like the side of a column. Wait, why are we getting the competent dramatic music?
If salamander
Ooh,
oil
nice helicopter
is,
cam.
yes, is what it takes to make him confident, then I guess it's what we have to do.
I don't think it made him competent. Those three, however...
Did it make them confident?
Salamanderville? I hope not.
Still punch them? Let me punch them.
Maybe?
They've become more punchable.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, those are pointy eyes.
That's not a happy face.
No, it's not.
Grand Sirs, I have come for my son.
Oh, must we do this now? We have a dragon to slay.
No, you don't. There's no need for any of this. The war is over.
But not for long. The worm's death will give rise to a new era of fire and blood, and we have been, having consumed his eyes, We'll use our new powers to win untold glory on the battlefield. Our legends will be echoed in eternity.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that. You would doom countless innocents for glory? No, I won't allow it. Over my dead body. Far be it from us to deny you, then. This is the end for you. The ultimate end! No, this is not an ultimate. Idle. This should be good. Great, they're playing Knights of the Round with him.
Yes.
Yep, they really are.
Yes!
He's gonna need another set of clothes. Breaking the monitor never helps. Stop that.
Well, at least he isn't face first into the dirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they didn't actually do all that great a job on him. Have faith, my love. He is our son. So, tank privilege? Gigi, my beautiful boy, pray do not look on me with such pointy eyes. Let Papa Hildy take you home to our gazebo. Stop calling me that. My name is Vivi. Vivi, I remember everything. My powers, my purpose, my grandpapa Quan. I made them young again, but it's not enough. I need more. More. I need the worm's eyes, and then I can finally bring him back. Yeah, that's still not enough. I'm sorry, Gigi, but no, you cannot. Grandpapa Quan is gone. He's right, Gigi. Mayhap you could restore his corporeal form and breathe life into it. But his soul, what made him your grandpapa, is forever beyond your reach. That's not true. I can restore anything to its ideal form, to the way it should be. Even Grandpapa Quan, even you, Papa Hildy. No, don't spend any more mana. Please, Gigi, you have to stop. If you keep using your power, you'll die. Maybe he went too far back to the last time his clothes were in bad shape?
No. He's trying to restore Hildy to his proper form.
Yes. He restored him to Zombie Brand.
Exactly.
I don't understand. Your clothes are still dirty and tattered. As they should be, Gigi. For my every waking moment is as the gods intended. Every day I live life to the fullest. Every day I enjoy grand adventures. I found your grandpapa's research notes. What he gave you wasn't the power to make things the way they were. He gave you the power to change the world, to make things the way you yourself believed they should be. That's why your magics have no effect on the inspector. Because you know in your heart that this battered and bruised form of his is, in its own way, right. My thoughts exactly, Inquisitor Sir. And it is for this self-same reason that you were unable to make Grandmaster Quan younger. In your heart, you knew there was naught that needed to be changed. Your beloved grandpapa was exactly as he should be. Your every day was to be treasured and worthy of celebration. Then what about the Grandsires? Why was I able to make them young again? All you truly knew of them were the stories they told. Wondrous tales of daring do by heroes in the prime of their lives. No wonder you were able to envision them as such. That's all they ever talk about? When they were young and free and full of fire? At first, Archimagus Quan didn't understand the true nature of your abilities. He struggled to deduce why you could not make him younger as he originally intended. Eventually, he realized that your fond memories of him were preventing you from conceiving of him as anything but an elderly creator, and that the only way to achieve his goal would be to take them from you. But you were all he had left in the world. No longer a mere mammoth, but a friend, family, his only family, his grandson. He couldn't bear to lose you, so he renounced his quest for immortality. But I still lost my memories in the end. He was afraid of leaving you all alone in the world, afraid that others would attempt to take advantage of you and your magics. So before he died, he decided to take your memories from you after all, to protect you. But despite his best efforts, something remained. Something stronger and more powerful and more resilient than anything Archimagus Quan ever dared dream. You were never broken, Kiki. You were never abandoned. All he wanted was to set you free. Free to do what? Whatever you like, Kiki. Don't you see? That was his final gift to you. A new life, a new story, all your own.
This has all been very, very touching, but we're not getting any younger. Well, you aren't, at any rate. We have suffered your meddling long enough. I had intended to use this trap to kill the worm, but since you are so perfectly positioned...
Oh dear. No, the Boogles are still trying to repair things!
He's repairing Zenith.
Yeah! I am Vivi, grandson of Archimagus Juan, and Gigi, son of Hildibrand Heliodor. Oh man, that went way too fast.
Sorry.
Thanks, Square. Ah, what a nice nap. Sorry, second childhood's over, guys.
Yeah, this is about right for those three. That's about right, too! Oh dear.
Restored to ideal forms. Except maybe her.
No, that is her ideal form. Yep, everyone's in their ideal forms. Or at least Vivi's visions of what their ideal form should be.
It's like it never happened. With the last of his strength, he turned back the hands of time. Not just for the pillars, but for us all. He made us all as we once were. As we were meant to be.
After all that gallivanting, and I get bugger all. What about my misspent youth? Was it not meant to be this bloody old?
Such a fine day! Never have I squatted in such perfect form. I may have reached my physical peak.
Ha! What rot. Act your age, you daft sod. You look foolish.
He is a daft sod.
They're all daft sods.
You should be grateful. Gigi saw what you had become and gave you a second chance.
That was our second chance to relive our glory days.
It was all rather silly, though, wasn't it? Maybe Quan had the right of it. Maybe it's not so bad growing old. I was a coward when I was young. Now that I'm old, I'm not afraid to say things like, I love you, Doris.
Blind bloody fool, Gunspart.
I say, am I dead again? No. Quite alive, Inspector, along with everyone else, thanks to Gigi. The Grand Sirs are also in our custody.
That's a luck.
Ha ha! That's my boy. Where is the little tyke, anyway? Gigi embarked on a grand new adventure. He's no longer with us. I see. If that's what he wanted then I could not be happier for him. I am sure Archmagus Quan would feel the same way.
What do we do now, Inspector?
Is it not obvious, Nashu? A wide, wide world beckons to us with a promise of mystery and wonder. We shall resume our never-ending quest for cases perplexing and profound, and perhaps, one day, we shall meet young Gigi again.
I hate to admit it, but this whole mess has got me thinking maybe it wouldn't be so bad if we did have a grandson. You did right by Gigi, Hildy, and your father and I can see that. We're proud of the man you've become.
And I am proud of you too, Mother, for finally coming to terms with the ephemeral nature of physical beauty and allowing yourself to age gracefully.
Oh no! Oh no! He did not! Gracefully, was it?
I'm sailing for the vanishing point! Wait for the twinkle! Sorry. I fear we may have had a failure to communicate!
Yeah, and it was all on your part.
Wow, look at the English on that.
Yeah, I know. There he goes again. Wait for me, Inspector. Wait.
What is this curious light I spy in the far eastern skies? And this oh so familiar scent which fills my nostrils? Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wronged want for succor, I, Hildibrand, shall be there, till we meet again! I have to say his best exit is actually him under power from the relic sword.
Yes. Which is how he got into Ishgard in the first place.
Well, yes. I say, you do know that so long as the core remains intact, little Kiki is not actually dead.
That's right. So dry your tears, boy. There's no need for all that moping about.
He has fallen into a dormant state because he used up all his aether. His core will gradually recharge as it draws upon the ambient aether, and in time he will awaken from his torpor. I shall tend to the child for now. As for these three, I should be glad to take them back to Ishgard in your stead. A most generous offer, my lord, but hardly necessary. After all, 'tis my duty to bring them to justice. Oh, yes, it was my duty. After everything I said to that young inquisitor, I can't go back to Ishgard. They'll toss me in a gale and throw away the key if they don't kill me outright.
So go to Eorzea and live in Hildy's gazebo. Someone ought to look after it while he's away, no?
That sound all that bad, actually. Full glad am I to accept your offer.
You got this, Seer. I suppose there's nothing for it but to wait until he comes back down.
Whose fault is it that he's so high? 'Twas a most graceful strike, my love. You haven't lost your touch. He knows what battles to fight.
He also knows how to butter up his wife to not get hit again.
That's part of what battles to fight. I see.
Seer.
I suppose there's nothing for it but to leave the Grand Sirs to Lord Godbert, and for me to see to Inspector Hildibrand's gazebo. I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. If you find yourself in Idleshire, come and see me. There are a few arrangements that I need to make, but I can't imagine that it will take long for me to settle in. Thank you, my friends. Until we meet again. He has grown up quite well.
Yes. Just
So,
so you know, FK.
while we make our way to Idleshire, yes.
Hildy originally comes from 1.0.
Yes.
He, from what I understand, note I did not play 1.0. I freely admit this. It was probably for the best.
Yes.
Hildy was originally a one-shot character specifically to open up the inn. And everyone fell in love with him. Or at least, those who loved him fell in love with him. Hildy is very divisive. You either love him or you cannot stand him. There is no in between.
Also, FK was asking how to open up Gold Saucer.
Ah, right. Actually should have opened it long since, if you're already going through Hildibrand stuff. A Gold Saucer opens from a fellow in Old Daw, kind of near the Pugilist Guild.
Yeah.
Kind of in that area. And he has a servant trying to carry several boxes next to him. So it's pretty easy to spot. Once you do that, they'll shuffle you to the airship, which will give you the big flying open animation for the Gold Saucer.
And if you like having visual reference on things, you might want to screenshot it as it goes by, because it's the only time you get that cinematic.
Yeah, you can't even get it in the Never-Ending Journal.
Yeah, thanks, Square.
With that said, because of the new update to the render engine, you can now, if you're in the southern Thanalan Desert, there's a corner that if you stand at, you can see the Gold Saucer off in the distance. It didn't used to be there. But yeah, it opens an old kind of on the outside rim near the Pugilist Guild. Part of that is that in 1.0, you actually had a different gambling area, and that area is actually right near the Pugilist Guild where you find the quest giver.
Huh. I had not known of that part.
Yep. You actually get to see a little of it when you do the combined quote-unquote beast tribe from AAR.
Right.
The main villain ends up in there and you have to track him down. It is now mostly just a story point. Everyone's forgotten that it even exists because Gold Saucer is so awesome in comparison.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hildy dealing with the Gobbies happened in 1.0. In fact, the Goblin Chieftain of Idleshire is the same Gobby that Hildibrand saves during 1.0, as far as I understand. So things did happen, and apparently at one point he did actually end up in the moon of Dalamud with a really bizarre halberd with a gun shoved up it.
Oh, yes.
Hildy is best taken in small doses. Don't try and do it all in one night.
Yeah.
I can say that at the end of Endwalker, I was really actually looking forward to a Hildibrand quest simply because we needed the change of pace story-wise. I'll leave it at that.
Sadly, we didn't get that one. Sorry, Endwalker we did. I was thinking Shadowbringers.
We did not get a Hildibrand and Shadowbringers.
Exactly. Looking back on the course I've run, it's not hard to think of the man I was and feel ashamed. Before I took on this case, I had only left the capital a handful of times. The rubbish I believed, the facts I considered unassailable. Fury take me, what a fool I was. I had met you and the inspector and Gigi, I would never have realized how much I had come to hate my job. Nor would I have discovered how much more satisfying it is to seek out the truth, the whole truth. One might say that getting labeled a heretic and having to flee Ishgard is the best thing that could have happened to me. After all, now I am free to start a new life here in Idleshire as a consulting inspector. But enough of that. There is someone I would like you to meet.
It's a diminutive, Gigi.
Lord Godbert made some modifications, as you can see. His smaller size should allow him to absorb Aether much more effectively over time. We thought that if he were to travel with you and share in your grand adventures, that maybe it would hasten his reawakening. Thank you, my friends. I do hope our paths cross again someday. May the Fury bless you and keep you. And sadly, this is the last we see of him, too.
Yeah. The other thing of
they had several characters they kind of abandoned after Heaven's Word.
The other thing they do with the Hildy quests, because they're so comical, is they use them to experiment pushing the engine and some of its capabilities.
And some of the animation.
Mm-hmm.
We actually get to see inside the gazebo. I'll keep that one. And the leader of the zombies.
Yes. And of course we have to have the Koblins. They're multiplying!
Hildibrand will return? Yes, he will. After the next expansion.
Yeah, we didn't get Greg in all this expansion.
Nope.
You look sad, little Gobby. What if we're out there, Inspector Sear?
So which one of us,
You got the most recent minion,
Gigi?
so Gigi's mine.
Okay.
Where's Gigi? There's Gigi! Summon your Gigi minion, also known as Vivi, but his secret will stay safe with you.
Yes. And yes, Orca, he does have a new outfit and he looks a lot better in it. Happier.
There we go. Hello, Gigi. The secret to the lost art of temporal magics is believed to be buried within this ancient automaton created by the legendary Sherlian Archmagus Quan. Vitality levels are dangerously low due to a power drainage necessary to save the lives of his companions.
Now, has Quan ever been mentioned again?
No, but you do realize that Quan was the name of the one Gobu-like critter from 9. The culinarian.
I suppose. Well, Quina.
Yeah.
Quina Quan.
I dare say you have the potential to be an extraordinary inspector someday, Hildibrand.
Yes. Well, it is
Hard
past
place?
that time. Yeah.
It is time for drinkies.
Beach rock.
But it also means that next week, we are back on the main story.
Yes. We will be going to effectively patch 3.55.
And
actually, next week we might have a holiday to do.
Which one's coming up? I think we're clear.
Rain or something?
No, I don't think it's Make It Rain.
I thought they mentioned one was coming up in like a week.
Oh, that's right. It's Archon Day. Hatching Tide.
Archon loaf?
Hatching
Yes.
Tide. With Archon eggs.
Better than Archon loaf.
Yeah. Much better than Archon Loaf. With that said, it is time and past time. We call it a night. Thank you all very much for coming along. We will be back tomorrow for a couple little side quest things with Theron and Rylea, and then it's back to the grind. Ooh. Actions talking about dragging Theron into savages.
Yes. I am smart. I have made sure that I can't be dragged into the savage. I don't have the gears for.
We can fix this.
No. I will lose pieces of armor if I have to.
You all have a great evening. Be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep, and hope to see you tomorrow.
Yes, everyone have a great night. Hope to see you here again at 9:30 PDT for Rylea and Theron hour and a half.
Yes. Until then, say hello to Ferret Time.